What I want to talk to you guys about today is just saying fuck it. Overcoming your fears, fear of judgment, fear of what other people are going to think. Taking action towards your dreams and your goals, no matter how big they are, step by step, brick by brick. Being able to tune out what everyone else's thoughts are about you and what you're doing. A quote that has always stuck with me is, at first they'll ask why you're doing it, and then eventually down the line they'll ask how you did it. I view that as all of the little steps that it takes to get there, the little invisible things that you're doing every day that other people might not notice or don't understand why you're doing it. All the little disciplines, micro disciplines that all add up, helping build your character, helping you move more towards your goals, overcome all the obstacles in the way, and slowly start to reach your goals and start to build brick by brick. I love that. I want to talk about the ability to reinvent yourself and the ability to shed skin. Something that reptiles do. It's a metaphor. I think it works perfectly for reinventing yourself. And the people that become most successful in life are the ones who reinvent themselves the most. They don't hold on to those circumstances that they were born in. They've moved on. They've learned the lessons from that they needed to learn and take with them with that. And they have moved on and they have shedded that skin and they have moved forward and molded themselves into something to move forward that looks forward. Let's continue to grow and look forward. We can't keep chaining ourselves to our circumstances behind us. We can't. Most millionaires in the United States are self-made. Most of them come from a really terrible circumstance, but they're not letting that excuse hold them back. They're not letting that block them from future opportunities. They're going to take that and use it as fuel and move forward and shed that skin. What did I learn from that experience? What did I learn growing up with divorced parents like me? What can I take from that and use it now? How is that affecting me in my relationships now? Ask yourself, and if you've never really explored or you still haven't come to terms with some situations in your past, if certain things happened to you that were unfair, and have you been able to accept that and move forward? Acceptance is so important. Accepting. Yeah, I grew up with divorced parents and I was raised by a single mom, but man, she busted her ass to show me exactly how to be a hard worker and how to get after it and how to get what I want out of life and how to not be afraid and how to take the risks and how to believe in myself. I watched her come up. I take on responsibility. And I realize now that that's one thing that sets me apart from most people too. A lot of people run from responsibility. They get in that comfort zone, baby, and they are smooth sailing. They're like, no, I'm good here. That's a little scary out there. That's a little too much responsibility for me out there. No, I take it on. Originally, I started this channel as a fitness channel. I do love fitness. I think it's so important. On the days that I work out are when I feel my best. 100%, it's night and day difference. Nutrition goes right hand in hand with that as well. On the days when you eat clean and provide your body with the fuel that it needs, because that's what food is. Food is fuel. It's up to you whether you want to put in unleaded or put in that premium, and your body's performance will show. That's one thing that you're going to get with me in this channel is the real me. You're going to get the real shit. I don't want to be like the channels who try to portray like that life is so perfect and all this perfection and I have to have my hair perfect, I have to have my makeup perfect, I have to have my clothes and my outfit perfect, my house has to look perfectly clean and beautiful. That's not reality. I want to give you the real authentic me. And I started this channel as fitness, still super important, but the main thing that I wanted to do with this channel is mindset. It's mentality. That is what I have a burning desire to inspire others, is to motivate others and encourage people to chase their dreams, get after it. Of course, there's other obstacles and barriers and all of those things. Everyone has their own personal journey that they're on and their own things that they need to overcome, but you can overcome them. Whatever your goal or dream is, most likely it's been done. So map that. Find someone who is thriving in an area that you want to be thriving in. See how they got there, see what they did along the way, and start to make those little micro changes and move towards that direction. Start to think about, what is your superpower? What are you better at naturally than most people? What is easy for you that is hard for most people? I've started thinking and pondering this a lot lately. I have tried a lot of different things in my life. I've went in a lot of different directions, and I haven't been afraid to take the risks and the leaps to try new things and to better myself and to get myself in a better position in my life. I'm not afraid to shed the skins, if you will. I have shed so many previous skins of who I am and who I was. But you have to learn the lessons of those times. And once you learn it, leave it. Leave it in the past and let that shit go. Learn and grow and move forward and only look forward. Take your lessons, implement them into the new you, and move forward with it. My goal with this channel is to inspire people to become better versions of themselves. I am always on a constant journey and mission to better myself and become a better version of myself. I would like to find a tribe of like-minded people who are on the same journey and want the same mission. Because I realize now that I'm a little bit older, I'm 32, that me being who I am naturally, it bothers the people who don't want to think about the little micro disciplines that they're not doing, or the people who are afraid to step out of the box and be vulnerable and get uncomfortable and chase what they've always wanted. I'm coming to you today being the real me. It's not easy. I'm very nervous to upload a video like this. It is hard to sit here and talk to a camera. The idea of being vulnerable to a device, which I know eventually this video is going to get out to maybe a few hundred people, who knows? And this is only the first one like this, but for some reason that is so nerve-wracking to me, to be judged. I know maybe people that I know are going to see this, my friends and family, or even people who are just distant acquaintances, people maybe I haven't really spoke to in a few years, or people who don't really know me on a deep level like this. And now I'm going to open up and I'm going to be vulnerable and take that leap and get uncomfortable so it can become comfortable to me, because I want to inspire people and I want to encourage people and motivate. I love philosophy. I love personal development. I love that. That's something that really has always set my soul on fire. And so I've been pondering my natural superpower, if you will. And one of the things that keeps coming back to me is that people feel safe around me. They feel comfortable, especially in one-on-one situations. They feel vulnerable. They're able to be vulnerable with me because they feel my energy and they feel safe to be themselves around me. And I love that. I love going deep with people. I can meet someone and in 5 to 10 minutes, they're telling me their whole life story. They're telling me some of the deepest moments of their life. Back to your superpower. Whatever that is, ask yourself, what is it that sets my soul on fire? What really gets me going and really motivates me? And what is it that I would like to do every day and feel comfortable doing every day? Because something like 80% of people dread their day-to-day job. What kind of life is that? I don't want to live a life like that, and I don't want other people to be living their life like that, because that's going to just create more and more misery in the world. I have been drawn to YouTube now for a few years. I've tried a couple different things. I'm actually pretty proud of how this video is going so far because I'm kind of just winging it here. I want the right people to find me. And if this video found you, then let's thank the algorithm. And it's nice to meet you, and I appreciate you taking the time to sit here with me. And I'm going to treat these videos like I'm talking to a friend, because that is what it is. I'm looking for like-minded individuals, growth-minded individuals who want to focus on personal development, who want to get better. People who may just be in a rut and they just need some inspiration at the moment. I want you to be able to find that in me. That is fulfilling to me. That's satisfying. I love to help others. I love to make people smile. I am such a giver. I am a giver to a fault, okay? I even give when I shouldn't. Because not everyone deserves your energy. Not everyone deserves your light.